Hi Laura, Oceana here with G3 Agency with your free website audit for Mile High Foundations in Denver, Colorado. In this free SEO website audit provided by G3 Agency, I'm going to show you 3 to 4 things that you can do to get Mile High Foundations in front of the people searching for foundation repair and concrete services in the Denver metro area. Like I said on the phone, I don't expect anything in return for this video. I would love some feedback from you though, once you've watched it, on whether it was clear and if it was helpful, so that I can improve it for the next one. I do this stuff professionally, like I said, so of course feel free to reach out to me with any questions that you have, but you can do with this information whatever you feel is best. And I'm just going to try to do my best to educate you on some things that I think are really cool, so that I can help local businesses. Like, that's my goal. So okay, so first thing I always check for on a website when I get to it is for a big click to call phone number at the top. The reason this is important is that almost 70% of your visitors are going to be statistically on their phone, and that just makes it a lot easier for someone to click and call you, make that transition from curious to customer. Okay, it may seem like a small difference, but it actually does make a difference. So the next thing is content. So how many words are on the page, and are they relevant to what you do? So your words are definitely relevant, so that's great. You've got some fantastic content here, but it's very, very little. We really like to see, well, not us, but Google really likes to see more content than that. We recommend 3,000 words or more on the home page and 1,500 or more on the other pages of your website. Google thinks that if you have more information on your website, that must mean you know more about the subject, so you must be the most relevant. And that's going to help you make movement toward the top of the results. And if you end up on the front page, you're going to see a significant increase in your traffic, and therefore more calls, right? Okay, and then the final thing I want to mention on your home page is your images. So let's see if this, okay, so this is saved as a background, so that's not going to work. Let me see, gallery, that would be a good place to find an image. So if I right click on this and I click Save Image As, I can see this was saved as download.jfif. So that's not helping. What you actually want to do is re-upload all these images, but first save them all as key phrases that people are typing into Google every single month when they're looking for your services and they happen to be in your area. So I'll show you how to find those key phrases in just a moment. But first, I want to introduce you to one of my favorite tools. This is Ahrefs. This is a tool that my agency uses to get an in-depth look into how a website is performing, because it's one thing for it to look nice, which is great, but it's a whole other thing for the website to actually perform like a lead generation machine. That's my passion. I love making it into a lead generation machine. So here is some notable numbers here. So this right here, your UR and DR scores, this is on a scale from 0 to 100. How trustworthy, how credible does Google think your website is? And specifically, UR is for this one exact page. So in this case, it's your home page, and DR is your entire website as a whole. These are extremely low numbers. And so how we would want to raise those numbers is through backlinks and referring domains, as well as the content on your page, like I was talking about. So the referring domains and backlinks, what they are. So a backlink is any link that goes from another website back to your website. That's a backlink. Referring domain is the website that link is coming from. So you've got one other website on the internet somewhere pointing to your website twice. And that's a good start, but what you want to do is actually really increase this number quite a bit. But you want to be careful when you're doing that you're getting backlinks from websites that have high scores here. So really like 30s and above, really you want to go for. Those lower other websites that also have a very low score here are actually going to keep your score low. So you don't really want to go after those ones. And then we have organic keywords. So organic keywords are any phrase that a person could type into Google and find you in the first 100 results. So you've got 7 different words or key phrases that you could show up for. The trouble is that being on the second page is not very helpful. Oh wow, actually you're in the first position for all of these. But I can see here that actually these are what we call cannibalistic. So you've got you're showing up in the first position for several different pages, it looks like, or SERPs features. This is getting way into too much detail here, getting into the weeds, but you are showing up for your name, and that's a good thing. Let me just say that. But you're not showing up for is any keywords that a person would type in if they knew that they needed your services, but they did not know who they were going to go with yet. And so that's why I did a little bit of research for you. We've got, some things that I thought you might offer, as well as the areas that you might offer it in. I just kind of went general, but this same process works. If you also work in Boulder, we could include that as well, but this is just for the purposes of finding a good example or two. So we've got Concrete Patios Denver. I do believe that you offer that. This is one of my favorite keywords in your area because it's got 150 volume, which means 150 people are typing that every single month on average into Google. So, and then also it's got a 0 KD. And so KD stands for keyword difficulty, and it's basically on a scale from 0 to 100, how difficult does this tool Ahrefs think it would be to get onto the first page of Google? With a score like 0, that's still not going to happen overnight, but if you put the effort in, if you work on it for a while, you will it will take less time and less effort and ultimately less money to rank for this keyword than it would for this keyword, which has a higher score. Now, the one that I chose to focus on for this was Foundation Repair Denver, because I've got a feeling that that is kind of your bread and butter, right? Since you've got foundation in the name. So I went with this one. It's got 100 people typing it into Google each month, and it's got a keyword difficulty of 12. So this is going to be a little more difficult, means the competition's working a little bit harder at being seen for this one than they are for Concrete Patios Denver. But these are both going to be good ones for you. I'm going to focus on this more difficult one because it's going to be, it's easier to focus on the more difficult one, and then the easier one's going to just be easier, right? So, okay, so when I put Foundation Repair Denver into Google, this is what I get. I've got some ads up here. They have the time and place, but most people just skip right past them. Then we have the map pack, and how you end up in the map pack is with citations. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that your Google My Business listing is accurate and up to date, specifically your name, address, and phone number. And then you want to take that information and put it onto different directories like Yelp, Yext, CityStar, White Pages, Yellow Pages, Facebook, etc. And what that's going to do is it's going to show Google that you're being talked about, that you're relevant, and that's going to help you to climb the ladder on the maps. And if you end up in the top 3 position for any particular keyword in any particular area, someone searches it, you're going to be on that first page like these guys are here, which is very exciting. So this is who is sitting in the first position for the organic. So this is great. This is fantastic to be up here, but this is a whole other game. 30% of people who come to this results page will click on this #1 organic result. So it's really kind of the goal, the ultimate goal, to be in this spot right here. So what we want to do is actually take a look at their website. This is who is sitting in that spot, and go, what is it that they have that we don't? What are they doing that we could be doing to increase our placement, to improve our placement, right? But also, what are they not doing that we could do in order to surpass them? So first of all, we look at the number of the words on their homepage, and they've got quite a few. I looked it up earlier. They've got about 1,500 words on this homepage. And if you remember, I said we really want to go for 3,000 or more on the homepage. Oh, this is actually a side page. So they've got just about that 1,500 on their back pages. But our going above and beyond that is going to be fairly important. And then another thing, of course, is the images. So if I right click on this image, click Save Image As, I can see they saved this as finished sidewalk 300 by 225. So that's not really helping them, right? So that's one way that we can get ahead, is by saving our images as those key phrases that people are typing in order to give us a little more relevance in Google's eyes. And then over here, I've put that exact URL into into Ahrefs, and we can see that it's a little off balance is what I call this. They've put more effort into the other pages on their site than they have to this page right here, which tells me that they don't find this page very important. So we could kind of sneak past them with these backlinks and referring domains, and if we keep, it's kind of a marathon, so if we can get ahead of them before they realize that we've done it, then they're going to be playing catch up, and it's going to be hard for them to get ahead again. So that's kind of how we do that, and that's how we compare ourselves. Oh, and one more thing before I finish this video. Clicking on their organic keywords, we can then find some keywords that we also like and go, what one of these keywords would be good for us to use as well. But I do want to warn you about national keywords. So right here, it says home foundation repair. That's something that you definitely offer, right? And it's got 1,000 keyword volume. So that seems really good. The only issue is that it's missing an area. There's no area here. So if somebody types that in and they happen to be in Denver and you're showing up for that position, for that key phrase, that's a win-win-win. That's great. But the amount of people that are actually going to be in the Denver or even Colorado area that are typing this in is going to be very low, because most people, because it doesn't include an area, most people typing this in will statistically be in Chicago, New York City, or in Los Angeles. And that's just because most people live in those areas. The chance that they're just going to happen to be in your area is very low. So that's why we focus on these, smaller keyword volume. There's less people searching specifically for foundation repair Denver, Colorado, but it's going to be a better keyword for you because at least we know they're looking for what you offer and in your area. So that's going to be, I just wanted to make sure to let you guys know about that. So here we go. That's the end of my presentation. This is my phone number here, as well as my email address. You're welcome to reach out to me here. Just a quick recap before I let you go. You want to increase the relevant content on your site at 3,000 word minimum on your homepage and 1,500 word minimum on those other pages are really going to help you stand out as an expert in Google's eyes. Implement backlinks to rank for high volume keywords like foundation repair Denver, and also add those citations, your name, address, and phone number to different directories in order to boost your Google My Business listing up into the map pack, get more calls and more visits to your website. Okay, that's it for me. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and I look forward to your feedback to find out if you learned anything and if you found this to be helpful and clear. Okay, thank you so much and have a great day. Bye.